This is only a temporary PFP. Anyway, hello guys, and welcome back to the Formula One series. I'm Hamilton Molly 2023. That'd be 2024. Or you can call me whatever. It doesn't matter. Or Little Richard Fangirl 2005. If you guys want to join, and if you guys want to join, you can. If not, this will only be a solo stream. So this is season 2, episode 1 of the F1 series. That was very comforting my rabbit bubble right now. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. Yeah. Okay. Baby is stay. It's okay. I'm fine. I just gotta get Bubba under control. Ow! Ugh! No! Ugh. Okay. Only Formula One or NASCAR fans allowed. Yes. I'm comforting Bubba right now. She doesn't even. She wants to run away from me. I'm sorry if I get you distracted. Oh, what a good girl. Why are you staring at me? Let's put you back in the cage, okay? It's a good girl. Let me see those nails. Let me see. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Let me see those feet. Oh, babe. We gotta cut those nails. Oh, you're supposed to cut their feet. To cut their nails. Is that tickle? Yeah. Yes. Just sitting up. Enough about the rabbit. Let's get down to business. Okay. You gotta slowly put your chin. Okay. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweet. Oh my god. Ew. This is disgusting. Okay. Nice going, Bubba. You got some hair in my mouth. You seriously need to groom you. And the means by brushing you. You wonder. Is that what I'm talking about? Yeah, I want to say. So, long story short, I lost the Becca remote from up here. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to it. But it seemed to kind of get lost somewhere. Yeah. It's gonna. Well, Daniel, you know, Supermax keeps winning and all that. And yeah, kind of. Something like. So I came back on my PC this morning. I Okay, we're just getting started. Let me just go. Why it's not recorded? Wait a minute. Right? Yeah, it is recorded. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so the race will end at 1:30 tonight over there in that country. They have 50 laps.
Well, Norris already going to be going to see the stewards after Yuki Tsunoda pulled out of the garage. It's right in front of it on the lap to the grid. But let's get back onto the action now. Retire the car. Say out.
No!
Retirement of the 2024 season.
You gotta be kidding me!
On board Rolly Behrman into the final corner. He is all over the back of Yuki Tsunoda. On his front compound tires. And Tsunoda gets all square and coming out of that corner.
This is so fun. Oh my god! He's fast!
There's a lot of teammate Lance Stroll, and behind him, Tsunoda and make contact at turn one.
I think he's got away with it.
Damn, he's doing so good. In the Ferrari. Oh my god, Super Max!
I tell you what though, that McLaren without DRS breezed past Fernando Alonso, didn't it?
Oh my god, Super Max. Seriously.
Maybe like Bahrain 7 days ago, the Aston Martin is a little bit slow on the straights. They're going to need some DRS, and we have DRS available now that we're on lap 2 of 50 here in Jeddah.
DRS, the drag reduction system, in case you're new to Formula One, the drivers hit a button on the steering wheel 3 times around the lap. If they're within a second of the car in front, it gives them an extra 20 kilometers an hour and allows them to make the move.
Plenty of action on this opening couple of laps. Max Verstappen, though, out of DRS. He's 1.2 seconds clear of Charles Leclerc, who was backward and fighting for that second place, with Sergio Perez past winner here, of course. All over the Ferrari. Oscar Piastri is in the 4th place, ahead of Fernando Alonso. Then comes Lando Norris, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, and Yuki Tsunoda, who's still got Ollie Behrman right behind him trying to make a move.
I want to keep an eye on Alonso as a Piastri here, because we believe that the McLaren, when the DRS is enabled and everyone's got DRS, isn't as fast and isn't as efficient as DRS. Watch Alonso here. He's got the wing over. Look at the slot there, just close to the braking group. And Russell has a say, I know this as well. But Piastri needs to put the hammer down in this first sector of the lap in order to try and open up the gap before they come out of turn 16.
Lap 3 of 50. So DRS now coming into play. And this is how the race unfolded from the lights out. You can see McLaren of Lando Norris down. And he was under pressure from the 2 Mercedes right from the start, but also under pressure Charles Leclerc going into turn 1.
Yeah, but watch on the exit there. Leclerc and Perez gave each other racing room, as did Tsunoda and Stroll. You have to say, now as we follow on turn 4, Leclerc had the inside line, break just a little bit later, and got it done. Verstappen's broken off that crucial 1.1 seconds properly.
Right, on board now with George Russell from the start. And I tell you what it was for Lando Norris. Well summed up, George Russell. It did very much look like a jump start. He went forward, then he stopped, then he started again. But did his wheels go too far forward? The steward's going to have a look at that.
I think they will have a look. Let's go on board. Watch the lights. There, he's moved, checked himself. I feel like that might be a sky pan and Anthony Broad, but to me, it looked like he just crawled over the grid box.
Yeah, need to see it from side on once again. Perez is right behind Charles Leclerc once again. Charles Leclerc has not got DRS.
Are you kidding me? He's out already. Damn.
Charles Leclerc, it's a Red Bull 1 and 2, and Perez moves himself up behind his teammate Max Verstappen.
How much Leclerc could have done there?
I forget to change the banner. I did.
Sorry. Just had that momentum coming with him, and yeah, I think Leclerc realized he was done there. So that gap now, probably between Leclerc and Piastri, 1.7 seconds. That's crucial for Piastri. He doesn't have DRS. Alonso wants the graphic on the left-hand side. 0.9, just over a second. Crucial few corners coming up for Oscar Piastri.
This is how Sergio Perez made his move, finished as runner-up to his teammate to take his 25th Red Bull podium last weekend, and this is how he's moved himself up into the top 2. with a fairly straightforward move assisted by DRS, which gives you round about 15 kilometres an hour of extra speed by the end of that straight. Meanwhile, as one Ferrari gets overtaken, the other is holding on to 11th place. Bevan at the start, though, did have to take to the runoff area at turn 1, bailed out there to avoid any contact.
Just look at the speed cut. Perez was 21k faster because the difference there is on this main straight heading towards turn 1. We've got a headwind today, which has an even bigger effect on the car in front. They're cutting it even. It's harder for them to cut the hole in the air.
And you're doing well, Holly, you're doing well with you're faster than comes in top.
But he's on the soft compound tyre, so he needs to be clearing a few cars if he's going to give himself the best chance of a top 10 finish, which is definitely possible given the pace of that Ferrari. Yuki Tsunoda lining up a move on Lance Stroll potentially. There and right behind is a bit of a DRS train forming where the cars behind Lance Stroll in this case have all got DRS and they're all using it to keep and hold station. Look, the two dads, the two F1 dads, Sainz and Bevan. And did David Bevan think he'd ever be standing right side by side with Carlos Sainz Sr. With his son in Carlos Sainz Sr.'s car? Incredible how this weekend's panned out.
And I'll tell you who spotted that standing right behind him, John Elkann,
Yeah.
the overall group boss of the entire group there. The Ferrari belongs to part of the SEA group there. So, yeah, the big boss is here. And actually, I think it's the first time we've seen him at a race since the big Lewis Hamilton side. He was instrumental, we believe, in giving Lewis that confidence to come to Ferrari for 25, and it was his first appearance at a race since then.
Yeah, we're all getting ready, weren't we, for the story of the boy from Britain who came up through the ranks to become a multiple world champion and drive for the Scuderia. And well, we've got the boy from Britain who's come up through the ranks, has come up the hard way a little bit, just like Lewis Hamilton, and has got that seat a little bit earlier. But Carlos Sainz saying he is targeting a return in Australia. As tender as he feels today, he thinks he could be okay for the Australian race. And we keep our fingers crossed for him on that. On board with Fernando Alonso at the moment. Oscar Piastri is not exactly pulling away. In fact, Alonso has halved the gap in the last couple of laps.
But what you have to remember, Property, is Alonso's basically getting free lap time here, sitting behind Piastri. Down the straights, he's with the DRS open. He's getting 15, 16k across the lap. That is worth 6 or 7 tenths of just free lap time. He loses out by following through the corners, of course, and that will damage his tires. But I think Piastri is doing a great job. He's just holding Alonso in a safe position, somewhere around 8, 9 tenths there, and they're gently dropping Norris. Last time round, yet again, 4 tenths quicker than Lando.
Kevin Magnussen is probably getting a little bit frustrated. Sat in the moment in 12th place. He started 13th from the grid as he did last year in Jeddah. But might feel he should be making a bit of a move. And a Haas car has got better race pace this year than it showed last year.
Bevan's been really clever up at turn 13. He's using a different line to Yuki Tsunoda. He's not following the normal trajectory through that corner just to get out of the dirty air, get some more clean air onto his front wing, pick up some downforce. And that'll help him. Look, he's got DRS. As he comes through the
Lance Stroll!
Oh!
Lance Stroll, who I thought might have been slipping his tyres just a touch, and was certainly a bit of a block.
No!
Has gone straight into the barriers. Now, will this be a safety car? Will this be a red flag? And thankfully, Lance Stroll radioed to say, I'm okay. That's the best news to start with. But what a race control do here when they try and recover that Aston Martin. Because we've seen 2 red flags in previous years here before. And on the pit wall, as you can see, your pit stop only 11 seconds behind the safety car. It's 23 seconds in a normal race, but on the pit wall, they'll be thinking, do we want to come in and change tyres? Is it too early? Or will it be a red flag when we get a free change of tyres?
It's still got about a minute to, less than probably 30 seconds.
Safety car.
Right,
Safety car deployed.
I was going to say, they had about 30 seconds to make a decision before Verstappen got to that corner, so they have made the call. Right, what do Ferrari do? Because last year, we saw drivers, I think it was Piastri, pitting
Are you
on
kidding me?
at the end of lap 1.
No.
the hard tire
No,
on.
this can't
The
be.
hard tire is
Don't.
very robust.
Oh,
It can go from
no.
to the end of the Grand Prix.
Man.
Does Behrman make, yes, box.
Yeah.
Behrman making a call.
Now, but the thing is, will that be But Ferrari could double
Man,
stack.
I'm depressed.
Firing up a part of the track. Let's go back to that at the moment. Here's Armstrong. He touched the wall again, didn't he? He touched the wall as he did in practice, and that then sent him into the barriers at turn 22.
It's a big impact there. Over 220k as they're coming through that apex. So, well over 150 miles an hour. 140 miles an hour coming up there. So
nothing he could do.
Excuse me.
Bernie, down to you.
Yeah, I think Corinne's totally right. The hard tire can make it to the end from here. We've seen long stints on the medium as well. So it would be a big call. I think for the front five until Alonso, they have a bit of a gap on track. The ones behind that would be in a lot of traffic if they box.
Right. Max Verstappen's coming in. Sergio Perez has been told to come in too. This is going to be a test for the Red Bull crew as they double stab their drivers. Leclerc also coming in for Ferrari.
They have 4.6 seconds at the last intermediate check on track. And here they have managed to get, also crucially, they managed to get Verstappen up before the Ferrari.
Yeah, but is Perez going to get stuck now with other cars coming in? Perez gets out just before Fernando Alonso. Can he hold Fernando Alonso up? Leclerc gets his hard tires put on. Into the pit lane too. Behrman and Magnussen and Albon. And it is getting very, very busy. George Russell, you can see it.
Oh my god, Max is going to get Lando.
Have stayed out. They have two drivers up at the front who have stayed out. I think Hulkenberg's the other one in the Haas who's elected to stay out. That's an interesting one, and I think that's because they would have to
I'm depressed. So the Lando fan. Then we got Fernando.
Keep them out in the right position, and they would have lost that position there.
Behrman just getting out ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Alonso stopped for 8.7 seconds. And I think that was other cars coming in. They couldn't release him, but I'm not sure it's done anything to harm his position in this race. They're all concertina up behind the Aston Martin safety car, the new Vantage making its debut for this Formula One season. That could have been a bit hair and scary down in the pit lane there, Bernie Collins, but pretty much they all seem to get through without too much delay, except for Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso, I think Perez is very close to, he came out into the path of Alonso there, and it was also coming into his back, so they had a crossover in the penalty, and that wouldn't have been great. But, Red Bull generally have been aggressive in releasing the car in those situations, and the penalty is lining up. So as long as the driver is warned, then it can be done pretty safely. Like you say on the stack, that is the importance of qualifying position. That is where it comes into play.
It certainly does, as Lance Stroll there, sheltering behind the barrier for the time being. We can look as to why he's there. Broke, the suspension broke, the steering broke, and he was a passenger, sadly.
Okay, can you bring it back, Lance? No. Oh,
Wow.
It's a tough track as you are threading the eye of the needle in these high-speed corners, but it's a mistake he made.
Oh, the steering broke on Stroll. That's why.
We're on lap 7 of Grand Prix, early stages. It's not a driver fatigue. It's just an unfortunate lapse of concentration.
A slight error for him. Let's just have a little look then. Fernando Alonso's pissed on his Perez. Coming out now. I thought it was just in time. Fernando Alonso obviously has a different view of that, as you would expect. That was
Careful, Alonso. Don't be so aggressive. You know how Max
He had
is.
to check himself. I think he had to get off the throttle or tap the brake. Fernando probably tapped the brake because he knows that's a good little trigger to send the stewards. Like, oh, look, I have the brake. Listen, let's take stock here, properly. Everyone's pitted apart from 4 cars. Norris, leading the race. Hamilton in 3rd position on track. Nico Hulkenberg in 8th. And Joe Guanyu in 10th. When this shakes out, we should see Tsunoda and Kevin move up into the points with Hulkenberg and Joe dropping out. It's a tricky one for Norris and Hamilton, though. They've got to try and go long, haven't they?
How long can they go on those medium compound tyres? We're led to believe they should be okay for about 25 laps. You can maybe make that to lap 28, given that you're having 3 or so laps behind the safety car. They'll warm up probably better than the hard compound tyre, given that they haven't done many racing laps so far. But I'm told Lewis Hamilton not overly happy staying out there and not being called in to make a pit stop. And you can understand that because he'll be feeling vulnerable, as I'm sure Lando Norris is, where they're sat currently.
So Lando and Lewis's race is with the likes of Piastri and Alonso, maybe Leclerc. So really, if I was McLaren, I would say to Lando, don't fight Max, let him go, but try and keep within DRS, try and stay with him in terms of DRS. This is Leclerc's pit stop. They're holding him. Now they let it go. 5.3, but he's still out just behind Perez and ahead of Piastri. I think that's what McLaren should try to give Lando some opportunity and go along with Verstappen.
Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap, quickly to Bernie at race control.
Yeah, so one thing on the medium tyres, last year we had a safety car lap 18. Hamilton started on the hard tyre, he stopped on lap 18 and run that medium to the end. So he's 32 laps, will have a nice introduction, but it's going away.
So ultimately, the target remains as target +5, but we still kind of need to do a stint to one approach, but probably not immediately. We need to let the tyres come in a bit.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to let the tyres come in. You've got to understand that.
No thanks.
And keep several places. He's absolutely
Oh, Supermax! Stay.
And take your time and don't stress them too much. But try and keep my position. The longer he holds Verstappen up, though, the better it is for his teammate. And when does he get going down this straight?
He's going to have to wait as late as possible. He's gone now, just at the pit entry line. Slightly caught Max for surprise, but maybe not enough.
Right, and that might be part of nursing his tyres a little bit. And Charles Leclerc's going to be under pressure here. And with Oscar Piastri, Norris leads in at turn 1. From Max Verstappen, then comes the Mercedes and Hamilton, 1 and 3. And Norris and Hamilton haven't pitted yet in this race. Fernando Alonso down in 7th place. And there's a skirmish going on there as George Russell looks down the inside on Nico Hulkenberg, but nothing doing on that particular occasion.
I can see why Hamilton's annoyed by this, because he's got the downside of the dirty air from the car to come, but at least Norris has the clean air. He can protect his tyres and try and stretch it into the early 30s with this first set of medium tyres.
Well, he's got the jump on Max Verstappen as Lando Norris, and whether he's stressing the tyres and in too much hurry or not, we don't know, but he's already more than a second clear of Max Verstappen, and that's important to stay more than a second clear, to not give Verstappen the benefit of DRS. Behind Verstappen comes Hamilton, then Perez, Leclerc in 5th, then Piastri and Alonso, Hulkenberg, Russell, and Joe Granu, who hasn't pitted yet, currently in 10th, just ahead of Ollie Behrman. And this is a very close battle here, because Oscar Piastri is trying to get past Charles Leclerc, actually just dropped back a bit in the last couple of corners, but he was pushing Leclerc right from the restart.
The hard tyre takes a couple of laps to warm up here, and I think Norris is seeing that benefit. He's broken away from Verstappen while Hamilton is slightly ahead of Perez and not immediately under pressure. But with every corner, every input, every braking zone they go through, the hard tyre is just starting to come alive. And I think the likes of Norris, Hamilton, and Hulkenberg will start to feel the pressure.
No DRS though for Max Verstappen. We can have it now because we've just completed the first lap after the restart. There's a lock-up from Ollie Behrman. Tyres maybe still a little bit cold. He doesn't want to do that too often. And as you can see, a little bit of debris on the track here. It's a litter of rubbish that have been blowing over the circuit here. And the Jeddah circuit on the shores of the Red Sea. Here's Alex Albon inside into turn 1. Beautifully controlled under braking. With the RB, might have given it a bit of a tap, but he's still got a battle on his hands with the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, and that did cost him a front wing.
What is he doing?
Oh, yeah, watch Magnussen there. Watch his hands. And I think he could have been a bit more generous there, because the wall on the right side for Alex isn't moving. You do have to be a bit more respectful of the racing room.
This is the lock-up from Ollie Behrman into turn 1. He was trying a move, wasn't he? Down the inside there.
Got it done.
He did get it done. Very nice indeed. That's when he got ahead of Yuki Tsunoda.
And that's the net position. He's now behind Joe Granu, who's on a different strategy, on different tyres. So I think Behrman's got a good chance here to jump ahead of Joe as well.
Right, some news then from Race Control, who have noted that potential unsafe release between Perez and Alonso. They are now investigating that in the stewards' room. They've also noted Lando Norris with incorrect starting position. Did he jump the starts? I think that might get pushed towards the stewards as well. Race control spot the incidents, and then the stewards, if it gets past to them, decide whether there's a punishment or not.
So Norris and Hamilton drag the stint out of it into the early 30s. They'll have less than 20 laps to go on the second stint. They could go to a soft instead of the hard tyre, and that could work out quite well. There could be some excitement in the second part of this race, because they'll have fresh soft, but then the people on quite used hard tyres if we get to the early 30s.
Yeah, and whilst they might think they've taken a bit of pain at this stage of the race, don't forget, there's always the potential for another safety car a little bit later on. Norris hasn't got a new set of softs, neither is Lewis Hamilton, sadly, but the set of softs that they will be putting on probably only done 3 laps.
Yeah, and on this track, it does seem like...
I'm just going to get prepared for the day, but I got to the track for Formula 1.
Norris in free air is doing a fantastic job here of just pulling
Yeah, just thanks, mate.
Isn't necessarily with Max, he's going away. So you also got to look at the gap between him and Hamilton and Perez. That gap to Lewis now, 2.5 seconds.
Race control for us today is Bernie Collins. We'll go to him in 2 seconds.
He didn't give me enough space, so I mean, just excuse about it. Yeah, so he got squeezed into the wall.
Couldn't get the ball to the right. Magnussen looked to be clearly moving his steering wheel towards Alex Albon, but here comes Max Verstappen in a straight line with DRS. Norris was leading this race. Max Verstappen is back in the lead of this race. Lap 13 of 50, and whilst Verstappen takes the lead, Sergio Perez getting past Lewis Hamilton up into 3rd place.
33 kilometers an hour faster than the Red Bull down the straight with the DRS open into the headwind, of course. Hamilton's going to start coming under pressure from Charles Leclerc, of course, his future teammate. But watch Piastri copy. I think he's doing a great job here of hanging on to the back of this Ferrari Mercedes train. And crucially for him, remember we were saying earlier in the first stint, he wasn't breaking away from Alonso. He has done. He's broken Alonso's DRS. That is a very, very good job by Oscar Piastri so far.
Yeah, tyre management, something he wanted to build on and learn from his rookie season last year, and that seems to be working well currently. On board with Charles Leclerc, race control, Bernie Collins.
Yeah, so a few things I've got to pick up on there on half day. You know, we've had McLaren saying they needed free air. What free air opportunity for Norris? But that hard tyre has come in now. That is a stronger tyre and should be. And those that have hung it out on the medium are going to start to suffer positions as we go on through this race. And we've seen it many, many times. Alonso's been there, done that. He will manage his pace to have a better tyre at the end.
He certainly will. The stewards are looking at Magnussen and Albon. Kevin Magnussen for causing a collision, and Kevin saying he might have floor damage. I want to see the front wing of Alex Albon Williams and see what damage got caused to that as well. And we're on board with one Ferrari, and we're watching another one at the same time. Charles Leclerc, who's currently in 5th place, and Ollie Behrman, who is gaining on Joe Guan Yu at all times. He stops during the safety car period. Joe Guan Yu has it. Ollie Behrman breezes past him and into the top 10 going into turn 1. Ollie Behrman in his first race in Formula 1, currently on lap 14 in the points.
Great drive so far from him, and I think he'll clear Hulkenberg pretty quickly as well. That's going to be important for him. He doesn't want to get stuck behind those of the mediums, as Bernie was saying before. You can see the gaps now coming down to Hulkenberg.
Right, let's go to the Williams pit wall. James Vowles, the team boss, is with us. James, how much damage on Alex Albon's car? We saw bits of carbon fibre flying off.
Yeah, it's reasonably substantial. It's hard to tell the exact number because we're in traffic, but it's enough that he's struggling to get around some of the corners.
Stewards are investigating that. We'll see what the decision is. Logan Sargent currently running in 17th. Was it an obvious choice to pit both cars behind the safety car?
Time will tell on that one. I think you'll see the cars out there on medium will have to come in about 10 laps time, and then they'll sort of move themselves towards the back of the field. It's just a question of how much they get overtaken in the meantime. I think certainly on the mass before we went in, it was a straightforward choice.
So James, in a normal race, you don't foresee, of course, any more pit stops. Are you guys just hoping and praying for a late safety car or a red flag somewhere?
I think with where we are, we're at the position clearly the cars. We have damage damage. So one of the ways to correct that front wing damage is you can add a lot of flux with it to stop. So obviously to do that though, we need a safety car to create an opportunity to do that. And I think though, us, where we're racing right now with the damage on the car, we do need a safety car to get back in.
Could be another frustrating night. I'm sorry about that. James, thanks ever so much for joining us while we were talking to James.
gosh.
Charles Leclerc gets past Lewis Hamilton and up in the fourth place. And probably the best news that Lando Norris has had for a while. No further investigation for a possible jump start, so no penalty coming his way for that.
Yeah, as I said before, it's hard to tell. It looked like he crept over, but the sensor there would have picked up if he went over the box. And good news, as you say, for him.
Any chance of Plan B because another
Is he talking about McLaren? I assume he is. And what could possibly Plan B be?
Yeah, Bernie was saying before that maybe Alonso was biding his time to try and get the tyres in, but that indicates that perhaps that wasn't the case.
Big news. Sergio Perez, for an unsafe release, has been given a 5-second penalty. That'll be added on to his race time at the end, should he not come into the pits. Between now and the checkered flag, if he does, he has to stand stationary
so
for 5 minutes while
freaking
nobody touches the car.
tired.
And therefore works
Yeah,
on the car.
honestly.
It's a 5-second time penalty that's probably coming his way at the end of the race. Now, down the main straight, Charles Leclerc ahead of Lewis Hamilton, headed off to Piastri.
I can't pronounce his name still. I'm American. He pronounced it differently.
Only 8/10 of a second behind, which allowed him to defend from Piastri. So Lewis has got to work quite hard here in the first part of the lap. It's look at the graphic on the left. It's edging up just over a second. He's got to try and get back under a second to try and defend for Piastri.
Meanwhile, Kevin Magnussen has been given a 10-second penalty for causing a collision, steering towards Alex Albon and causing substantial damage, as we had his team boss tell us, James Fowles, to Alex Albon's front wing.
Ooh, he got that.
For a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. I don't think Magnussen can have any complaints with that.
No, as I said before, you have to get racing room, and if you got another car alongside you, he's halfway up.
They're certainly gaining on Mercedes in high speed, and we're going to see some more high speed now coming towards the final corner. As the track wends and winds its way around the lake, and you can see how Piastri is gaining, and you can see ahead of this how the car in front, Charles Leclerc, is gaining too. We'll stay with us for a couple of seconds and try and go to Plan B at race control in the moment. But Oscar Piastri is lining up a move with DRS here down the main straight. We're on board with the McLaren. He's got a few car lengths to try and make up. But look how fast he's making that up. On the inside, Lewis Hamilton defending against Oscar Piastri, who goes up onto the runoff and might have lost a little bit of car there as well. He's going to give that place back again. Otherwise, he's left the track and gained an advantage.
The first broken away was 1.3 seconds, Crofty, just as they're coming down the straight through turn 26. And now Piastri has got. I hope that wasn't too much. I saw the same thing, it won't even fly off. I hope it's not too sensitive to affecting the balance of the car. But he's on the attack now, isn't he?
He certainly is. Right, so race control. Plan B. What is it, Bernie?
Plan B, well, let me just pick up on the Hamilton-Piastri discussion before that. So Hamilton's saying they're killing us in high speed. What I mean by that is through the 78-9 section. Mercedes yesterday were having to do a little lift off throttle, losing a lot of time there. Karen very good in that section of the track. So Lewis can see Oscar Piastri closing in that section. Conversely, the Mercedes a bit slower, McLaren a bit slower in the straight. Mercedes fit to be in there, so that's where it's fit to defend the position.
And the other car is significantly slower than the other Red Bull.
Okay,
the
so did that.
We
got 18 minutes the last half.
For a second time in this race. Norris, remember, hasn't pitted in this race yet. Sergio Perez on the hard tyre has, and he pulls out from behind the rear wing of Norris's McLaren and makes the easy pass going into turn one.
He did a smart move there, Perez. He had DRS and he had a run on him into turn 27. But the detection point down South British Street. Logic, have a go, Crofty, and Hulkenberg fails out of it.
Yeah.
But the DRS detection point, unlike the first year we came here, is now on the exit Up to 27 on the start finish straight there. Perez chose to back out of the move into 27, sit behind Norris again to move down into turn 1.
Yes, understandably they moved that detention zone after the Max Verstappen brake test that we had in 2021. We're watching Ollie Bevan behind the hats of Nico Hulkenberg. We are going to go back to Bernie Collins. She has got a plan B for Fernando Alonso.
Well, I've got many plan Bs for Fernando Alonso. But I think what Alonso's saying is he doesn't want to rush these tires. He doesn't want to make it to the end of the race. What are the options? Can they fit?
Hold on, because
Another medium, but that first medium is only done a very short number of laps.
I had to fix the banner real quick. Let me take it off.
He doesn't want to miss it.
So the owner's gonna go AFK. I'll be back to the computer. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay? I'm gonna get ready for the day.
the bottle, but he's kind of ruining
Okay, guys, we're back.
everyone else's race and giving Hulkenberg and Joe, crucially, maybe that's the game. He's trying to hold everybody up to allow Nico Hulkenberg, who is currently, let's say, 9 seconds ahead of Tsunoda. So that's the game Haas are playing. Can we just try and hold everybody back to try and get Hulkenberg a better chance on the next step?
Well, Kevin Magnussen won't need the team radio to tell him before he's joined us here, and that's to drive his teammate a little bit, Nico Hulkenberg, who has only scored in one Grand Prix in the last, 18 races, I think it is. On board now with Charles Leclerc, and bye-bye Lando Norris. That won't matter too much to Lando Norris. He's not racing Charles Leclerc at this stage of the race. He hasn't pitted yet. Neither has Hamilton, neither has Hulkenberg, neither has Joe Guan Yu. Charles Leclerc, of course, has pitted during the safety car, and he's now up in the third.
Norris will be desperate to try and hold on here in the first half of the lap and get the benefit of DRS. On the last lap, 33.5 for Leclerc. Charles Leclerc. 33.5 for Hamilton and Piastri, both doing personal best. So they're dragging themselves now back into a pace window that is similar to the cars in front.
20 races in terms of Grand Prix since Nico Hulkenberg last scored a point, although of course he did score in the Austria Sprint last year. It's the longest run, isn't it, on the field in terms of points not scored for Hulkenberg, but at least he's got a car that is holding on in terms of his tyre life here. Out in front, though, the gap now over 7 seconds. Max Verstappen to Sergio Perez. 55 career wins for Max Verstappen. We passed halfway distance to try and make it 56 career wins and also to end the Grand Prix for the 56th time in the lead of the championship, which he has led for the last 40 consecutive races. It's been quite the streak, hasn't it, for Max Verstappen, who had pole here, who also has the fastest lap currently and is on for a win. So there's a hat-trick potentially coming his way. Further down the field, Oscar Piastri is trying to get past Lewis Hamilton, and we have said that a couple of times, but here goes Piastri once more. He's too far back to make a move.
He must be getting so frustrated in the cockpit there because he could see his race. The drivers all look at it, so what they call the race plot afterwards of their pace, and really his race is with Leclerc up front. But unless he clears Lewis, he can't do that. Dorian Pin, the winner of the first F1 category races of the season.
I was about to say what a magnificent weekend she's had here at Jeddah. Some fabulous racing.
So important.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was busy with some stuff. Sorry, kind of. Sorry.
Turned out to be a appendicitis operation yesterday, and he's here today.
He was only able to do the practice sessions, he said, because they were managing his temperature, which ranged between 39 and 37 all day on Thursday. And then he woke up on Friday morning and thought, I need to go to hospital. And then that's when they realised it was appendicitis. And his appendix needed removing. He wasn't just suffering from a bout of food poisoning because of something that he'd eaten. But lovely to see him here. We hope to see you in Spain too. Australia too, I should say.
I was busy with some stuff. That's why I was muted for so long.
It was the same thing. He was chasing Lando and saying, they're so fast in the high speed. They're too fast in the high speed. That is the trait, the inherent characteristics, it seems, of the McLaren and the Mercedes. It's carried over from last year, despite being completely new cars.
But what's the corner that McLaren think isn't their best traits on this track? Turn 27, that slow hairpin that leads onto the main straight, DRS, so overtaking spot into turn 1. So, can McLaren, with Lando Norris, keep Lewis Hamilton at bay through the fast stuff, through all this stuff, and then when they have that deficit through the slow corner, still be far enough ahead to keep the advantage?
So last time round, Norris did a 32-1. Behrman's lifted his game. He's got himself into the 32s as well, and he's matching Russell and Alonso ahead of him, so he's got a 32.7. Teddy Walker, 40 laps in. That is impressive fitness as well.
Yeah.
For him. He's a tough guy, high speed, and this is incident.
Weaving on the straight for Lando Norris. Race control have noted it. Not been passed to the stewards as yet, but we'll follow that one with interest and see what the stewards decide. Behrman 2, going now longer than he's ever gone before in a race. Those hard tyres have been on since lap 8, albeit brought in nicely behind a safety car, but they've been on for a while.
So Norris is still 13 seconds back. He's having a bit of a fight with Hamilton.
Give me the guns out of this. I'm fighting more now.
Yeah, so basically, Alonso knows he hasn't got a great amount of pace. However, he is lapping within a tenth of Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. And that might be okay for him if these two keep in that particular scrap. This is the weaving down the straight. Trying to break the toe. Did he weave a bit too much?
I think the last move is the one that Lewis is probably not happy with there.
Yeah.
I think the first two is fine because weaving to break the toe is generally accepted as common practice in
Was he weaving into, well, he was weaving into the braking zone because they decided to show Lando Norris a black and white flag for weaving on the straight. So what happens now?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's
40. I guess we go. And it's supposed to go. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, again, because. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Now down
Sorry.
to 3 seconds. Hamilton on Lando Norris. He's looking to make a move too. What's Lewis Hamilton got in the locker to try and get past the McLaren of Lando Norris?
Ferrari have been willing Lewis on even before they get him next year because he's about to do them a favor by distracting Norris. Norris's speed though, look at it go in that center of the lap between, as I said, turns 4 to 11. The McLaren has got such strong performance in that, and again, he's just broken DRS. 1.3, 1.2 seconds for Lewis by the time he gets to turn 13. And it's critical work here from Lando Norris in that first sector of the lap.
All the excitement taking place for the points positions from 7th down to 9th at the moment. George Russell trying to catch Fernando Alonso, but he's not making the impression that he hopes to be making too. Has to be said out in front, Sergio Perez has closed the gap on his teammate Max Verstappen. Is that Verstappen just managing the engine now with less than 5 laps to go? If there's a safety car now, no one will come in and pit. I would imagine it's safer to stay out on the track, and we'll probably get a safety car to the end.
But we've seen wind speed picking up now 50 kph headwind, turn 1.
The top's braking, and if you want to do a bit later on the brakes, you could try that, and the headwind might help.
Yes, but he has dropped out of DRS. Yeah, a couple of laps where he just snuck into that zone, but he's now dropped 1.3 behind Alonso.
Yeah, of
So,
course. It's always
I
going to
think
be
it's
super
more a
nervous.
message of that topic, which is if you get within DRS, you get an extra benefit now with the headwind. With Alonso that's trying to
Oh, my little
Russell
sweetie
trying to take 5th
pie.
place with Fernando Alonso and make it 2 5th place finishes in 2024. Meanwhile, Ollie Behrman 7th, Lando Norris currently in 8th after finishing 6th in Bahrain. Lewis Hamilton, who finished 7th in Bahrain, currently in 9th and trying to do something to give them a few more points in this race. Hockenberg hanging on to 10th currently, and Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri probably the only ones at the moment who are winning it quite easily and comfortably, because it looks like 3rd and 4th is absolutely secured for those two.
I know we're meant to be unbiased, but you know I'm cheering for Ollie Behrman. It's fine. Not because he's British, not because he's a Ferrari driver, but because it's just a fantastic story of a rookie who 36 hours ago was on his way to the Formula 2 paddock to start in pole position in the Formula 2 race.
His weekend has transformed, but his racing career might have transformed on the basis of this as well. Remember Nick de Vries, after that sensational performance in Monza, where he stood in for Alex Albon and scored points on his debut for Williams. Well, that earned him a drive for AlphaTauri the very next season. So we'll see what happens in the future there. Max Verstappen, your race leader, has lapped so far Joe and Bottas and Ricciardo and Sargent and Tsunoda, and he's right behind Esteban Ocon currently, and that's maybe helping Sergio Perez to gain a bit on him. But don't forget, Perez has got that 5-second penalty to come at the end of the race. Hamilton's within DRS of Lando Norris, as I say that. He just loses touch a little bit. They're currently making their way past turn 10 along towards the
Had to hear the Dutch
keeps
national
out of the way, and Verstappen can lap first.
Let's see.
How much Magnussen is holding up that framework.
Does it have to be Superman?
So, actually, you have to say, the Haas team have done a very good job this year.
Why can't we get someone else?
It's got more pace in the Williams, it seems, more pace in the R3, more pace in the Sauber as well. So, Haas, for a team who really had a terrible time of trial and race pace in 2023, they've done a great deal of good work that has to be said over the winter.
Yeah. They put what needed to be put right, and in testing did the absolute right things as well to sort out their tyre issues. Red Bull spent the winter and probably a large part of last season as well refining their car, and have come back to a racetrack to dominate once again. This win tonight that is coming their way will be their 115th in Formula One. That will put them 4th on the all-time list, ahead of Williams in what is their 20th season in Formula One. Shows you just how dominant the Red Bull has been at times during their time on the Formula One racetrack. Charles Leclerc would have been looking for a 250th pole position for Ferrari this weekend. Got a front row instead. and is going to end up behind the Red Bulls as Daniel Ricciardo takes a little slide there across the track and a little spin and can get on with it once more.
Did he get tagged? I
He might
wonder.
have done.
This is very odd. Let's see an off-ball replay there. See if he just took too much curve.
What a frustrating night though for Daniel Ricciardo. He's not managed to make an impression. Lost places at the start. He's not really made an impression on this race.
And you have to say, in that fight for the Red Bull seat, Perez has done a great job. 7.5 seconds off Max is a very, very solid performance and exactly what the team want. They wanted to be ahead of everybody else and just be there in case Max has an issue or Max falters. I saw, you see that? The McLaren ran wide on the curve there. Lando Norris at 22, just bouncing off the curve.
He's still going though, is Lando Norris. As we pick up Ollie Behrman, I should say. Just ahead of Norris, just ahead of Hamilton. Max Verstappen has started his final lap of the race. In fact, he's completed half of his final lap in this race. And Ollie Behrman is about to start his final lap of this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And the gap between Behrman and Norris as they cross the line, 2.3 seconds. He's got 3.8 miles to try and hold on to that 7th place. Meanwhile, on the far side of the track, Verstappen is threading his way through the high-speed corners once again. He's never previously won the opening season. Didn't seem to do it much harm in the last 3 years as he went on to become world champion. And he is on course here.
Seriously, Max is gonna be world champion one day.
Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen all won 9 times in their career in a row before. Verstappen is going to do it again as he marches on to maybe 10 out of 10 next time out in Australia. But here in Saudi Arabia, with a 100th podium in Formula 1, Max Verstappen wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And once again, it was a relatively comfortable night for the defending champion. Once more, as happened in Bahrain, Sergio Perez is the second car across the line. Red Bull start the season with back-to-back 1-2 finishes for the second year. But all eyes now on his teammate Ollie Behrman. Oscar Piastri is going to come home in 4th place. Alonso will be 5th. Russell will be 6th. But on his Grand Prix debut, after getting the late call from Ferrari, it's brilliant Behrman as he crosses the line to finish 7th on debut. Take a bow, young man. What a brilliant race that was. Lando Norris holds off Lewis Hamilton. Nico Hulkenberg will come home and
need holy water.
to his first Grand Prix point in 20 races. Behrman will get the headlines. Verstappen, the max points.
Well controlled.
Yeah, good race that. Times were a little bit cold at the end, but I think we had good pace. And it's a long race well. So, another fantastic weekend. Well done, everyone.
Well, Max, that was absolutely clinical. So another 1.2 finish. Well done.
Yeah, exactly. Good result for the team again. Great job.
It is Max Verstappen on top then, the 7th driver to reach a 100th career podium. And the Red Bulls in formation. Verstappen and Perez waving at each other and the fans here in Saudi Arabia. We saw it coming in testing, we saw it in Bahrain, and it has been confirmed here in Saudi Arabia tonight that they very much, once again, are the team to beat in Formula 1. Driver of the day to Ollie Behrman. Absolutely, of course. Who else could it have been?
It's such a great story. I mean, it's come in unfortunate circumstances.
P7, also on top, mate.
Hey, everybody, congratulations. Not bad, I think. Yeah, I would have liked to go a bit longer on that soft at the start, because it felt good. Just, difficult sort of thing. But no, the call was mega today, so thank you. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun also.
Yeah, but it sounds like the Formula 1 driver, isn't he? He's straight in a debrief. But, yeah, I mean, just, as I said, it's come in unfortunate circumstances. You got a feel for Carlos Sainz. You never want to see a driver taken out of the paddock to hospital, but Behrman, he got given this amazing opportunity to make a Grand Prix debut in Ferrari red, and he's grabbed it with both hands.
Yeah, you see a chance, take it. And Carlos Sainz was full of praise when I was having a chat with him earlier in the Ferrari hospitality, full of praise for Ollie Behrman.
You know, the driver of the day out there will show it. Back to real.
Yeah, he was full of praise for him and said that he deserves this opportunity. Obviously, I'd rather be out there racing, but this guy's good, and he'll do a fine job for the team tonight. That's exactly what he's done. By the way, Behrman, the first British driver to score points on debut since Paul de Resta in 2011, the 68th driver to score points on debut in the World Championship history. Fireworks from the side of the track there for Max Verstappen, who's getting rather used to this winning feeling. That's now 56 career wins, career in Chandler, and 56 times he has led a championship, and I think that's the 41st consecutive time he has been the leader of a championship after a race.
It's metronomic, isn't it? It's just week in, week out. And you have to say, 1-2 for the team. There's obviously a lot going on outside the technical department and outside the cockpit for these drivers, with all the stories that we all know and can't seem to get away from in the paddock. But when it comes to doing the job in terms of putting the cars in the best way possible and the drivers delivering, there is absolutely no lack of concentration.
As a race team, during the race, during practice, during qualifying, there seems to be little effect on Red Bull currently. What else is happening? Only those inside the team really know. Now, the last time, Karun, that 4 British drivers scored points in the same race.
Oh my god!
The top 10,
I'm so sorry.
Suzuka 2000. Eddie Irvine, Locke Britt to drive for Ferrari, Johnny Herbert, Jenson Button, and David Coulthard, who's down there waiting to talk to our top 3, which is just what prompted me to remember that. Let's take a look at the race result then. Max Verstappen wins once more from Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc taking third and the fastest lap of the race. Oscar Piastri battled away with Lewis Hamilton. Eventually Hamilton pitted and Piastri could take that 4th place spot from Fernando Alonso, who held off George Russell impressively well in the Aston Martin. Ollie Behrman will want to see that race result, put it on his bedroom wall, I'm sure, for the rest of his life. 7th. And Norris, Hamilton, and Hulkenberg, who owes his teammate Kevin Magnussen a big bear hug at the end of this. So Magnussen lost 11th place to Alex Albon in the end, but he held up the likes of Albon, Ocon, Tsunoda and Sargent long enough for Hulkenberg to take points. DC has the mic in his hand. He's with Charles Leclerc now.
Charles, congratulations, your first podium of the year. It's only the 2nd race, but after a great qualifying yesterday, the pace of the Red Bull's just too strong for you.
Yeah, we had quite a good pace because we had the fastest lap at the end. I got a bit helped by a DRS, but overall the feeling was pretty good. It was a bit of a boring race because Red Bull were a bit too quick, and behind we had a bit of a gap, but we took the maximum points we could today, and that was the target, so that's great.
Yeah, congratulations on that point for fastest lap. This is a tough race circuit. The pace of this race, I can see you're visibly sweating more than in some Grand Prix. How did it compare to last year?
From last year, it's actually a step better. I don't know why exactly. Maybe because I was a bit more on my own, so you have a bit less adrenaline in the car. But all in all, it's definitely one of the most physical racetrack of the season. It's warm, but most of all, I think it's more for the neck. There are so many high speed and so very, very difficult, but also very, very fun to drive.
Excellent. Well, look, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask about your teammate for this weekend. He was voted driver of the day. Oliver Behrman brought points home. How impressed have you been with him getting thrown in the deep end?
I mean, he completely deserves it. He's done an incredible job already from FP3. He was straight on the pace in qualifying. He did a great job and missed Q3 by so little. And I think today he's been incredible. I mean, 7th in your first race in Formula 1, having done only in FP3 in a new car is just hugely impressive. So I'm sure he's extremely proud, but everybody has noticed how talented he is. And I guess it's just a matter of time before he comes here in Formula One.
Okay, Charles, enjoy the podium.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there we have Checo Perez, the winner here last year, second this time, but I have the impression this was a stronger race this weekend than in Bahrain. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we definitely made some good progress. I think it was a shame that we just qualified out of the front row because we had a great start. Unfortunately, Charles really kept it together and we couldn't get through. It was a nice fight then later on. And then it was quite a compromised race, I'll say, with the safety car there so early. It was a very long stint on the hard. And it was tricky at times, especially in the beginning. We had no warm-up at all. We were sliding a lot. It took us a long time to get through Lewis and Lando. But I think overall, it's a great day for the team. You know, very different track to Bahrain, and we keep being strong. So, yeah, we just have to keep this momentum going. I think we've taken a step forward from Bahrain. We've done good improvements from yesterday, so we still have some bits to tidy up, and our time will come.
You mentioned there about the safety car. We just saw on the screen behind you, very tight with Fernando and the Aston. That's always going to be the case in those sort of double stacking situations.
Yeah, it was a shame that we got that penalty. Luckily, it didn't hurt our race. But I think in this scenario, you know, I was quite close to Max, and everyone was coming in at the same time. We just need a wider pit lane.
Yeah, okay, well, enjoy that podium. Congratulations on second place. And now for our winner, Max, your 56th victory in Formula One and your first century of podiums. You must be feeling good.
Yeah, I think overall, of course, a fantastic weekend for the whole team, but also for myself. I felt really good with the car. And also basically it was the same in the race. Of course, the last stint was a bit longer than we would have liked, but with the safety car, you had to go for it. So the last few laps also with those back markers, with the cold tires, was a little bit slippery, but we had good pace all around. We could manage it quite well with the gap also. So overall, very, very pleased.
You mentioned that the car was on rails. Sounds like it was a bit more challenging on this circuit, especially with the long stint.
Yeah, exactly. I think ideally you don't want to do such a long stint on that tire, but we had to. And that, of course, around here with all these high-speed corners, if the tire falls out of the window a little bit, it makes it a little bit more tricky.
We heard from Charles mentioning that this is a tough one on the neck. Do you have any feeling of that when you were doing your Grand Prix?
This is always, early in the season as well, anti-clockwise, a lot of G's constantly throughout the whole lap. So it's actually always one of the more physical ones.
Okay, well, Max, congratulations on your second victory of the year.
Thank you.
Second victory of the year.
That's in the morning in USA.
Equally his run of 10 consecutive F1 victories, which is a record, of course. And that, Lewis Hamilton and Ollie Behrman embracing.
But that means the Australian Grand Prix is at 1 a.m. It's in March, but I forgot what day. But if it's on 1 a.m., that means I have to be half awake and half asleep during the day.
I always say this. It was early, the safety car. The what?
Like the safety cars at the last stint, it's quite long.
I was worried. I was really worried about the.
I was really worried about what?
What?
Well,
You said what?
You never know.
What are going to do Rachel in the bench? We try to find out.
What was he really worried about?
But it was an interesting chat about their the opening lap, wasn't it? And also the fastest lap. Batteries to dump everything on the final lap. He said he just went to the sort of race mode, slightly different mode, but got DRS from a back marker coming into 27. But begs the question of how much more pace that Ferrari had. Should he have needed it to fight? I don't think he would have enough to fight perhaps fight Perez. But he was in that no man's land, wasn't he? Didn't have threat from Piastri behind. Not quite quick enough for the cars in front.
Ferrari have just got to be consistent and pick up the points, and if Red Bull make a mistake at any time, they've got to be there to take advantage. And there's members of the Red Bull team in Paddock Club looking down from above the podium.
Max's mechanics standing above, so they've obviously snuck upstairs to the posh seats to try and get a view of the podium.
And why would they do that? For the second week in a row, it is a Ferrari on the podium. Carlos Sainz watching on as his teammate Charles Leclerc takes third place this time around, and he moves into third place in the championship standings. Second place in the standings is Sergio Perez with 2 runners-up spots in a row. And his best start to the season for some time. He's starting those consecutive runners-up spots and consecutive wins for Max Verstappen, who's never previously won the opening 2 races of a Grand Prix season, and stands on top of the podium for the 56th time in Formula One.
Oh my God!
Look at that trophy, Rocky. That is a proper trophy here, being presented to Max Verstappen.
It certainly is. Be careful where he puts that down.
At least he doesn't have to take excess body blood from the
What? I could not breathe for 5 minutes till your national anthem starts chugging down holy water.
Max Verstappen for his personal collection too. And I know he's sweating, and I know it's hot here tonight, but he really didn't look like he had to put too much exertion into that race.
No, it's just had it under control, didn't he? All the way through. It just didn't seem at any point like Checo was quite there to challenge him, and he, just unchallenged. But you still get the feeling of Max that he just enjoys driving a Grand Prix car around honest, and why not? It's a great circuit. He's driving a great car. Living the dream.
Yeah, best job in the world if you're Max Verstappen currently. Second best job in the world if you're Sergio Perez currently too. And for tonight, third best job in the world if you are Charles Leclerc. That's your 1, 2, 3 for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
I cannot breathe for 5 minutes. It is a
will grab the headlights. The third youngest driver ever to race to the race. the youngest driver, march, his relentless march and his relentless domination. It's 9 in a row now for Max Verstappen, the winner in Jeddah this evening.
Of the Formula One STC Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, our coverage is presented exclusively by Mercedes-Benz. You can catch post-race coverage right now over on ESPN.
Alright. Just gotta make sure the coast is clear. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I hope you all have a great day. The season 2 Formula race reaction has started. I don't mean myself. It has started. Yep. This is season 2, the first part of Formula 1. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll see you all. Wait, is it? Hold on. Okay, the stream. And I'll see you all on March 24th. And this is Little Richard Fangirl 2005 signing out. Have a good rest of your day.